Hi, this is Rob of Pierce Point. This is episode 2 of my series on getting music promotion. Last episode was about getting press through music blogs, online music blogs. I talked about that. In this one, I'm going to talk about what I did to get a Spotify promotion and how it worked out for me. By the way, if you like this video, hit the like button on it. It lets other people know that it was a good video, and follow me so that you hear more about these. Here's how it went though with the Spotify promotion. I had gotten very little music blog press, and really on Spotify and any other platform, I had a very few friends and family that went out and listened to it a couple of times, or my EP, Charged Atmosphere, a couple of times, really because they liked me. They weren't big into my music. They weren't big into music, period, at least not the style that I create. And they were being kind. They were being interested. I had a few people that were more diehard music fans that gave it a little more than that. But for the most part, I got very little response from the existing fan base I had, which was almost null because it was really just friends and family who liked me, not necessarily my music. So one of the things I thought about was, okay, well, there are people who will market your music to Spotify playlists. And they know the people who have playlists that fit with your music. They have those existing relationships, and they can talk to those playlist curators and get you on their playlists. And of course, there's a base level of artistic ability and production quality that needs to be there. But still, I mean, given that it's a reasonably good song, they can get you on there. Well, what I did then was I went out and did an internet search for music promotion, organic music promotion, something like that. And I found a site that had the top 10 or something similar organic Spotify promoters. Well, at the top of the list was one named Omari. And it had little blurbs about each of these, but Omari sounded interesting. So I followed the link. I checked out his website. I heard a short video of him talking about the kind of songs he does and doesn't do. He's somewhat selective. He's coming at this from a Christian perspective, and there's certain things he really doesn't want to help promote. That was absolutely fine with me. That was good with me, in fact. And I had I guess kind of gut feel that if he's willing to put his standards into practice in terms of what he will promote, hopefully he also has a good work ethic, that kind of all goes, those high moral standards kind of all go together and having a good work ethic. So I did his silver Spotify promotion for my song, Who I Want to Be. I thought that was the best song on the EP. It's kind of it's rock, but it's pretty heavily funk and blues influenced. A little bit like Chili Peppers, but not exactly, because it's got too much blues guitar in it, but more like a funk bass and a blues guitar kind of thing, but it's also just kind of rock. Regardless, I thought it was my best song. I thought it was the best executed on the CD, and that was the one to push. So I did. Sure enough, I got on a number of playlists. The promotion was organic, and by organic I mean that it looks like real people listening to my music. And in fact, from being on the playlist I was on, I actually got included on a couple people's private playlists as well. So it was real people. It wasn't computers programmed to listen to my song 5 times a day or something like that from a server farm. That was all good. I got about 700 plays total on Who I Want to Be. That's a little bit on the low side for what that promotion was supposed to do, but still, it was really good for me. I was starting at ground zero, and 700 plays is 700 more than I had. Beyond that, though, one of the things that was really encouraging to me was that it was 700 plays, but it was quite a bit fewer actually listeners, so there were people listening to it more than once. And if I looked at the listeners versus how many people liked or saved the song, I was getting about 8 to 10% of the people liked it. That was really good feedback for me because, like I said, I thought the song was a good song, but it is terribly hard to judge your own artwork. Sometimes you can be really harsh on yourself, and other people go, man, that's great. I don't know why you're beating yourself up for it. And other times you can think, oh, that was a really good song. And other people are like, meh. So getting that 8 to 10% like ratio out of the listeners was really good. And for benchmarks, that's a really good benchmark. Again, if you've got a computer program listening to it, a computer program can like as many songs as it wants. But if you're talking about real people, getting 10% to like your song that listen to it is good. So I thought that was really encouraging and kind of that feedback that, no, you're not crazy. This was a pretty good song. After that, given that that was a success, I went ahead and did 2 more songs at a slightly lower level promotion. I don't think they're as good as songs. I think they are as good as songs. I just don't think they're executed quite as well, to be honest. So that's Come On and St. Patrick's Breastplate. Those are just starting right now. So those are getting on playlists as well. And I think I will probably quit right there with just letting those be and trying to push those 3, and then maybe circling back to who I want to be and doing a little more with it. And that might actually be the next episode, is my endeavors to get it on various internet and satellite radio stations. I guess I already mentioned it, but the one kind of disappointment I had was that the silver promotion package was supposed to get 1,000 to, I don't know, maybe 10,000 listens, and I got 700. Actually, I got a little bit less because some of those listens were my own. And one of the reasons that I think that happened is that the way Omari did his promotion at first is that he said he would get it on playlists that totaled 100,000 followers. And if you do the math, whatever, what that would typically mean is that over a month, you'd get somewhere about 1 to 10% of all of the followers of all the compiled playlists would listen. Well, what happened with me is that there's one playlist in particular that had 20,000 people on it, and I think I might have got 2 listens to it across a month. So that was a really poor performing playlist. And given that a lot of people liked my song, I don't think it's that people were skipping through and not getting plays. I think the algorithm says something like you have to go 30 seconds. If you get 30 seconds into it, it's counted as a play. So I don't think people were skipping through 10 seconds in, given the other response to the song from other playlists. On the other hand, some other playlists that only had a couple thousand people or something like that, I was getting much more than 1 to 10% off of. Well, I don't know that I got 10% off of any of them, but I did get quite a bit more plays off of some much smaller playlists. Now, Omari, I think, recognized this because as my promotion was ending, he changed his promotion structure. He's got a new promotion structure now where he's, I think, paying attention to that some of these playlists say they have a bunch of people, but they don't actually ever listen to it. So he's taking that into account. In other words, he's already on top of it, and that's one of the things I really like about him. In addition to doing that promotion, he also provided an ebook and a YouTube series that I thought were incredible. If you are actually interested in promoting your own music, I would strongly suggest looking up Omari, O-M-A-R-I, on YouTube and checking out some of his videos. They were extremely helpful to me and gave me good ways to think about next steps, good ways to do advertising in a way that is not haphazard. I mean, just to be blunt, I'm kind of just throwing spaghetti against a wall and seeing if any of it sticks up to this point. But he, through some more targeted advertising and then being able to monitor how well your advertising works, showed some ways where you can figure out what demographics are working best for you, what areas of the world are doing best for you, and then you can make your advertising a lot more selective so that your advertising dollars go a lot farther. So I really appreciated that as well. I thought it was extremely helpful. That's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did, like it so that other people know about it. Follow me on YouTube so that you hear more about this. And also, if you want to keep up with me and my music and what's going on more, go to my website, piercepoint.com. Subscribe to my email list, and I put out an email about once a month. Don't spam me all the time. We'll give you some inside information on what I'm doing, tell you what's coming up, and a little more of the backstories, like what I'm doing right now, but even more, and you get it faster. So thanks for listening, and talk to you next time. Bye.